Hello, welcome to Scratch 3D Printing. So I have been getting lots of comment about can I show my K1 Max printing profiles, and yes, I will do that in this video. Let's scratch to this topic. Well, before we go and look at my setting for the K1 Max, I just want to say that this is not going to be like the best K1 Max printing setting out there. I have been printing with this setting for a very long time now, and it actually works really well. It's not just like focused on one filament. If you want to print PLA, I got one profile for that thing, and it works with PLA, PLA Plus, Hyper PLA, and all of that stuff into one setting so that I don't have to keep changing all of these stuff if I want to change filament, and it works for all of them very nicely. The same goes for PETG and ASA and carbon fiber filament. I don't use ABS, so I don't have an ABS profile, but if you need ABS setting, you just gotta change the setting according to your filament. But enough with that, let's go on to Orca Slicer and I will show you the settings I use for the K1 Max. Okay, so now we are in Orca Slicer. I will show you my filament, then we will go through the setting of all of this. Not quite sure what this is called. The process, PLA, PETG, and ASA. These are the ones that I print the most. And right here is my generic speed PLA flow test. So if we go to setting right here, this filament setting works for all of the PLA, ranging from PLA, PLA Plus, PLA Tough, PLA Matte, PLA Hyper Speed PLA, Fast PLA, whatever you want to call it. All you need to do is just adjust some speed, which we will get into. But the reason why I put flow test is that I actually did a flow ratio test of my K1 Max. So this number might not work for your K1 Max because every single 3D printer is different. And Pressure Advance, I also enabled this and I did a test of it, and this is the number that I got. So those two are the only things that you need to calibrate your 3D printing to, and you can do that by using this calibration up here. Set your flow rate, pass 1 and pass 2, and just follow the guide. You will get through it very easily. Other than that, I leave everything default. Chamber temperature, I just put at 0 because it does not have a heated chamber, so I just put at 0 just to make the print easier. Printing temperature, I use 220 for all my PLA printing, just because 220 is like a perfect number for me. I don't know why, I just like using 220 for my PLA filament. And my smooth PI plate is 50C for the bed. My max volume matrix is 23 because 23 is like the perfect number. You don't need to go higher than 23 to get maximum printing speed at 300 millimeters per second. 3D printers can do 600, but 600 gives you really bad quality. Cooling, I just leave it pretty much default, all the layer time and stuff like that. If you want to, you can adjust the auxiliary fan based on what you're printing. The setting overrides retraction. I tested this and I found this to be the best results for all the PLA that I uses. Retraction length, I do 1 millimeter. Retraction speed, I do 50 millimeters per second, and I found this to have minimum to 0 stringing, and other than that, everything is the same. Okay, now let's go to the settings down here. Quality, if you want to print faster, just change to 0.3 and stuff like that. So here's what I'm talking about. If you change this to 0.3, only this thing changes, nothing else changes. Default line width, I found that if you reduce this to like what, 0.2 to get a better first layer tolerance, your 3D printer kind of gets clogged. I tried that a couple times and my 3D printer keeps getting clogged, so I just leave it default at 0.42. If you want the first layer to be a little bit smaller, just adjust it to like 0.4 exactly instead of 0.45. But these settings are pretty good and they gives me really good tolerance. The scene, for me, I put it to online. I put it to online because I want them to align in just one line. So if I want to send them, I can just send down that one thing and just work from there instead of just like all over the place. Stagger inner seam, yes, I do that. Seam gap is about 10%, and the scarf joint seam, I put it to contour and hold. I found that that's the best setting to really hide the seam. Conditional scarf joint, yes, check that just to get a better seam in my opinion, and the rest I just leave it default. The precision down here and wall generator, I don't really mess with them because you don't really need to mess with them. It's pretty good with the default setting. If you want to, you can turn on ironing. There's not many things I change with string because this is pretty good already. The only thing that I change a lot is the infill. I use 3D honeycomb infill. It's the best infill ever. If you haven't using it, I recommend you use it. It's just like the best infill ever. I adjust this from 10% all the way to 100% if I want to fully infill. The speed is where it matters the most. I've been printing with 100 millimeters per second, and that does not give me good first layer. Even if I do like 30, 40, 80, 70, it does not give me good first layer for the K1 Max, specifically mine. So I just do 50 millimeters for the first layer and it works perfectly fine. I can print 300 by 300 with ease. The outer wall, inner wall, it really depends on your filament. If you just have normal PLA, you can adjust them to like 100 millimeters per second for both of them and it will print really good. If you have faster PLA, like Hyper PLA or Speed PLA or whatever they want to call it, I found the best quality to be at 200 outer wall and 300 inner wall. You need to slow down on the outer wall to get a better stagger. The infill and stuff like that, you can basically change them to however you want. Support, I always do 3 manual support for my K1 Max profile because if you just automatically generate them, they just generate too much. I like to do my own painting for the supports. And all these settings are just like optionals. Outer brim, if you print something that has little adhesion, you just need a brim, and I just put the brim width to like 0 and it still prints really good brim. And that is basically with my PLA because it works for any brands of PLA. I've tried like 5 brands of filament PLA and it works really good for them. It even works with silk PLA. You just need to print a little bit slower. I'm not really gonna go through PTG, TPU, and ASA because it's just gonna be the same thing as I explained with the PLA. I just adjust things, tiny bits here and there just to adjust to the speed of the filament. Okay, so once you download the files that will be in the description down below, once you have that, you come to Orca Slicer, you go to File up here, you click Import Configs, okay? You click Import Configs. Then you find the Orca printer file and you click that, you open it. If you don't have this yet, it will just automatically do it. But if you have this, it will ask you, do you want to override this? If you want to, click yes. If you don't want to, click no, and then change the name of your thing and then just re-import and you will have my K1 Max printing profiles. Oh, and by the way, if you have a K1, I think this will work pretty well with the K1, but you gotta adjust some things here and there, like the bed volume. Same goes for the K1C. So all you need to do is just come up here, edit your 3D printer, printable height, adjust that to your K1 or K1C height, and then printable area right here, select that, and then just change the size. As you can see here, I increased this to 302, so I get a little bit more room on the X. I think you can get about 10 extra millimeters on the X axis. I just do 2 to be safe. But for you guys, I will change it back to 300 and then I will upload this file in the description down below. Okay, as you saw there, there's not that many things that I change on my profile and I get really nice quality printing with that profile. It's not gonna be the best one, so if you want to mess around with it, let me know how you did and let me know what kind of setting you changed to make it even better. For me, my goal is just to get one profile for all types of filament so that I don't need to adjust teeny little things for each time I use a different row of filament. I just want to adjust the speed, print quality, the infill, and that's it. Well, yeah, that is basically it for this video of me showing my K1 Max profile. And if you download it, let me know how it goes. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to this channel because more amazing stuff like this is coming. Comment down below if you like my printing profiles for the K1 Max. And if it sucks, thank you so much for watching. And as always, keep on 3D printing.